What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Big Country. And we're returning to Peace in Our Time, 1988, thank you to Tim. And the next track after the title track is Time for Leaving. So I wonder where people are leaving, or a person is leaving, or if they are in fact leaving. Saying that it's time for leaving is not necessarily indicating someone will in fact leave. Ultimately, the songs on this album have had socio-cultural and historical significance, meaning it seems that this could, of course, be a reference to an episode in history, a migration or an exodus, a possible negative set of circumstances in a given nation, or indeed the world overall. The idea that in the late 80s, the US and other countries were part of a large Cold War, so I feel like that could factor into it. Nevertheless, the phrase is ambiguous, even if it's clear that we're talking about motion away from, and perhaps emotion as well. So I'll see what I can pick up on a first listen, but I am very intrigued by the title. Let's give it a hearing. This is Time for Leaving by Big Country from their 1988 album Peace in Our Time. Maybe? Okay.
I will not dance till the medicine man with the happy blues at hand. I will pack up my things and go. Head on down to the stadium. Just strap on some wings and out. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, oh, right here in my time. Right here in my mind. Right here in my life. This is the time for leaving. I will not sing the chain gang song. I will not walk the line. The company store won't have my soul, and I won't have his dime. You can take my job and shove it if I just had one to give. You can
So many
take my
references.
things and love it, but you won't know how I live. I will pack up my things and go. Take a train over Canada. Just tie up my strings and out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right here in my time. Right here in my mind.
rocker style percussion. I love that. So lyrically, I'm fascinated. It feels like there are references to multiple other songs. Walk the Line, Take This Job and Shove It, which incidentally I will always think of in terms of the Dead Kennedys cover. Nevertheless, the point is, I feel like there's some cultural references going on, but then was a line that, who knows, maybe it's a reference to a song that I'm not familiar with, but really stuck out to me, which is like, I'm not going to sell my soul at the company store. And just some of the phrasing overall makes it sound like we are maybe talking about globally, the idea that it's not good to be on Earth right now, both for external and internal factors. The idea that there's a corporatization going on, a loss of humanity, a intense competition and danger between powerful forces, a winnowing out of emotion and feeling in favor of profit and soulless forms and machines, perhaps even. So yeah, it feels like he's made up his mind that, in my mind, it's time for leaving, and that could be, again, related to both what it feels like to be a human psycho-emotionally, but also what it's like to be a human out in the world of 1988, and that he doesn't want to be a part of that. Now, as I said in the intro, it remains to be seen whether he's actually able to leave, and of course leaving in that context could relate to dying, that it's not even worth living in this type of environment, but he doesn't sound despondent or indeed suicidal. He sounds more, just declaring that this is not the way things should be on multiple levels, and he's not part of this or doesn't want to be a part of this, and perhaps is indicating to others that they should feel the same. So whether we're talking Cold War or indeed 80s, and to think in a UK mode, Thatcher corporatism, or Reagan if you're living in the US, it feels like there might be multiple facets to what he's saying here. And again, seemingly drawing on other musical references and cultural phrases which indicate his disapproval of the state of affairs. As I said, I like that percussion, that rolling, cycling percussion in, I think, the choruses, maybe it was the post-chorus. I like his voice at a couple points. He really hits a impassioned type of delivery, which I know people said both the album overall and even the way that Stewart sings on this album is not everyone's cup of tea, certainly relative to some of the things that he's done on previous albums or the sound of previous albums. I did hear one of those hya, or I don't know exactly what the vocalization is, but I've mentioned before that there's this encouraging, or what's the right word, vivacious type of vocal call that he's done on previous albums, and I heard one, one of those in a moment along the way there. God damn, what's going on with my voice here? Pardon me. But yes, that really stuck out because it felt akin to what he's already done. Apparently I'm dying here myself. It's time for me to leave. But yes, that felt a bit more old-style Stewart vocals compared to some of the more sonorous and wavy vocal delivery that he's done on the album thus far. In any case, I really did enjoy this one. Let me know what you think about it, and I'll try to recover before I get to the next Big Country reaction. Peace.